freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Oh, hey folks, dude here. Coming in an iteration of Dude After Dark. I don't know what the heck is going on now with this thing, but let me just try something real fast and quick and dirty here. So let me just kill sound and actually just click on the video and make sure that it's actually doing what it should be doing. You can put the actual um screenshot, basically taking the picture of myself and what have you. Like right now, I cannot see myself on monitor. So I don't know what in the world is going on here. Why I don't see myself in the actual monitor there side, what have you. And I'm seeing a blank screen. So I don't see what I'm looking like on the computer, as it were, which is really strange. But it's the second time booting in like this, and it's the second time doing that. So I am seeing, like, audio taking place because the VU meter, the volume meter is actually kicking around, and I did actually click on a second version of the video as it was running on my channel, just to make sure and keep myself square and all the rest of that good stuff like that there. So everything should be working correctly. So hopefully, sound guy, yeah. No, dude, you do not get a ding for doing a dive alarm. No, that's weak. Weak. Okay, I don't know where you think you're going with this one, dude. Just because you had a week off and everything else is good, all of a sudden you assume that pretty much everything is going to be great and you can do whatever you want to, and you're going to have free and complete and total availability to. He gets like this, folks. Anyway, so looking at things as it is, we got to jump immediately into the news. I got a 2-week backlog now, so I'm going to try to really just rip into things, and hopefully everything will go out smartly. Of course, you can see I'm now being snarky in my T-shirt. I'm wearing the San Francisco T-shirt, but I added in my own line here. So step out into S San Fran. Hopefully that's coming. Hopefully that's coming across. Me being snarky as I usually am. Anyway, so jumping at things as it is. I'm gonna try to keep this fairly close and close to the vest and not really long and drawn out and what have you. But Newsmax.com, New York Attorney General Letitia James attended a fire department for New York City or fire department for New York ceremony, and it happened to be taking place in a church. Now, obviously, you guys know, essentially, if you read in the Constitution, freedom of religion, freedom of association, and of course, they did this thing about, we're going to find out who you guys are. And they're like, protesting her and whatnot. But anyway, so she comes out in there and she pretty much pissed off all the fire guys. And they started chanting Trump, Trump, Trump. And so she retorted, come on, we're in a house of God, simmer down. Well, if you know the classic instance of the way things used to work in the good old days, that was your gathering place. It was either the pub or it was the church. Okay. So you're going to find yourself pretty hard pressed to say that the audience and that people attending the church services can't speak out and say what they wish to say. You're going to find yourself very hard pressed to make any of those guys shut it down. They're not weak individuals. Give me a second here. I got ticker juice. Anyway, so they pretty much told her in no uncertain terms, not impressed. Fanny Face has a slight problem here. Truthpress.com. This one's probably a little bit long in the tooth, but it is still notable. So Fanny Face Willis had a secret meeting with, you know her, you love her, horizontal, and I do mean horizontal. You know her, you love her, horizontal. Horizontal. Well, anyway, you know her, you love her. Horizontal. very horizontal. Um,
Come on, squeal. Don't want to come. Do not come.
Yeah.
She's gone from suck to blow. Do not come. I don't come.
You could have faked that one for sure. But anyway, talking about Kamala.
I'm coming. Come on, squeal. Don't want to come.
Okay, apparently she's having a really, really, really good day. Anyway, so talking about Kamala Harris. Well, I don't know about love her or anything, but jeez. All right, so anyway, sound guy. She's having a really, really good day. Anyway, so basically, it's been now found out that horizontal Harris, and I do mean H as in WH horizontal, has now been exposed by the top attorney. So Ashley Merchant, the intrepid attorney for Trump, co-defendant who broke up allegations of an affair between the Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, also known as Fanny, and subordinate Nathan Wade, indicated on the stand she believes Willis met with Vice President Kamala Harris at some point during an investigation into former President Donald Trump. So it's now coming out to be that this may have been something White House, it may have been something kind of snarky, and they could have been playing games all the way around. Patriot Preview, appreciate you coming on by. Martinez Sasquatch, appreciate you coming on by. Sound guy is dropping a ball. Oh, man. This is why we can't give Sound Guy a week off. I know he's a little late, and he's kind of not really on point. Okay, no, dude, no. Sound guy, you got the week off along with me, okay? And that is not. It is not bull meow. Okay, stop that. It's not bull meow. Not bull meow. Sound guy. Oh, so you're saying that just passed right by me? No, you're not gonna bull meow me, dude. Okay. Anyway, so Sound Guy is going through the witty repartee of his usual thing, finding sounds to throw into play, and there's a reason why he does these things, folks. Maybe he could have been dipping into the yeah. Oh, did you drop your little blow glass toy? Aw, too bad. Anyway, so Sound Guy was probably imbibing a little bit there. So let's see. Coming at truthpress.com, I don't know if you guys caught up on this one or not, but supposedly an NBA player in the middle of the game crashed and burned. So the only thing I can say on that one is potentially it might be a slight case of him dealing with the dealing with the stuff. You know, the yeah, potentially he got caught up on his anyway. So him doing all the Sound Guy, we can say it. We don't have to worry about
fact check.
No, there is no more fact check. So we can talk openly about the
Chinese Communist coronavirus infection. Shot.
There is no more
Fact check.
Yeah, Sound Guy. Why do you have to make the hammer hit? Okay, so dude went and got the shot. You're saying he might be ucked up. Okay. Yeah. All right. So he might be ucked up. So anyway, truthpress.com, NBA player dropped to the floor Wednesday night, despite initial concerns, appears not to have suffered any major medical issue. Yeah. So the guy's name is Bismack Biyombo of the Oklahoma City Thunder, was standing by the team's bench during the second quarter of the Thunder's game against the Portland Trail Blazers. As players came to the bench for timeout, Biyombo, who was on the bench, rose to greet the players and approached, according to TMZ. When he high-fived the teammate, he dropped to the floor. What? That sound? No, sound guy. No, that was weak. Okay, so you're saying he basically cried out in pain and then okay. Oh yeah, rewind that one, okay? All right. So he went to do the high five and okay. Now other order, okay? He went to do the high five. Better. That was okay, that was almost good enough. No. Yeah, exactly. Back that up. That was no. Stop. There's nobody, no, it's not like truth is knocking at the door, okay? So anyway, high-fiving teammates, he dropped to the floor. This was scary. An ex-account wrote on a posted video of the incident. Enough. Dude probably went and got himself a Ooster, and that's why things went wrong. At what point will we all tell Sound Guy he owes his 5,200 sound push-ups? Yeah, that's pretty much on point. Let's see. Scrolly. Of course, you heard about the whole kerfuffle about the Laken Riley thing. So supposedly, during the State of the Union address, there was an empty seat that was for Laken Riley, and even with the heads-up displays that Joe Kaka was rocking with, he still got her name wrong. I want to talk about Lincoln Riley. It's like, dude, no, not Lincoln, okay? She's not named after a president during the Civil War, right? Laken. L-A-K-E-N. Laken. Yipes. Anyway, so scroll. Basically, it's a back and forth about him and Trump and this, that, and the other thing. This one I think is very, very interesting, though. This is going to be one of those, how do I say this without saying this, Sound Guy? Okay. That we can use that instead. This is going to be one of those around and find outs in Florida. And that phrase is now, it's on the cusp of being disused, but here we go. F Chuck around in Florida and find out. So F Chuck around and find out. Coming in from Daily Wire, Governor DeSantis is ready to really, really just rape, pillage, and burn on this one. Quote, if you're coming here in order to enjoy Florida, enjoy it and have a good time. Fine, said DeSantis, who's flanked over a dozen law enforcement officials. But if you're coming to other reasons, or you're committing crimes, causing havoc, or you're going to pay the price. And we will hold you accountable because that's what we do here. Now, I literally have seen videos where, I don't know if it was Miami or Fort Lauderdale, one of the other beaches, but literally it was a phalanx of cops clearing the beach. And they were like, we are not playing. You guys doing this stuff? We are not playing. Kevin Hurley, appreciate you coming by, dude. How's the old Mustang game? Looks like you got a whole stable full of horses there. Yeah, it truly, he's like the Fox body guy. Committed to you. Anyway, so scrolly. Supposedly there was a secret meeting between Elon Musk and Donald Trump that sent speculation swirling that he and the Tesla boss could bankroll the Republican president hopeful's campaign. The two met on Sunday in Palm Beach, Florida, along with a few wealthy Republican donors, according to the New York Times. Now, this is kind of one of those dovetail stories, and I have it later on in the feed, but they are trying to screw over Trump, and they're trying to basically hold him hostage for the dollar amount that they're asking for, like $400 million or some insane amount like that. Now, I remember seeing interviews they've done with Trump, and they're like, "So, how much are you worth?" And he's like, I don't know. I mean, I could be worth more one day than another because I don't have liquidity." And they're like, "Well, what do you mean?" It's like property values shift up and down, stock markets float up and down. I don't have $3.2 billion in cash, and most of your rich guys don't have $3.2 billion in cash because that's just not how they roll. They have a divested portfolio, as it were, where it's literally into pretty much a little bit of everything. But they're asking for 400 large, and he's going, okay, I want to have insurance, bankroll this, basically put the stuff, in trust, what have you. And the insurance companies are like, no, we're not going to do this. And there's a reason why they don't want to do this is because no matter what the insurance companies do, they're hosed. If they assist them, they're going to get screwed over by the Democrats. If they don't assist them, they're going to get screwed over by the Republicans. So I can understand completely where the insurance companies are coming from, saying we don't want any part of this because no matter what we do, we are screwed, and we don't want any part of that because if we do, it is just going to go up with a glorious boom, big time. So they don't want anything to do with that because it is just going to go bad juju on them. So they say we are not even going to put we're not even going to put the cutters on that red wire and even see if there is a red wire, the blue wire, or
this is my boomstick.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
All right. Well, anyway, so no matter what happens, the insurance companies will look at that going, yeah, that's just, yeah, that
thing sucks.
Thanks, Bill O'Reilly.
Thing sucks.
All right. So anyway, sound guy, stop. No matter what happens, it just does not look. Okay, right. It just doesn't look good, okay? Sound guy, what are you doing? All right, well, anyway, so Trump is now kind of caught in the middle of the insurance company not really wanting to play politics, the politicians really trying to screw with him, but there's a dovetail story with this. So stand by on that one, and it is going to be big juju. Well, Patriot Fever, the thing about it is liquidity. Trump might be worth $3.2 billion. He doesn't have $400 million in cash, willing to take that cash and go, okay, I'm going to tie up a sixth or a seventh of my net worth. I'm not going to take that kind of cash, put it in New York City for them to just suddenly grab it and say, well, we're not going to give it back. So that's the problem with that one is even if he's found innocent on appeal, they want to have the cash handy. So that's part of the problem too, is he's now basically being screwed around because they're trying to lock him a lot of his cash to keep him from having ability to self-populate his own election stuff. Now, that's one of the things too, is also Elon Musk has said, I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for Biden. Publicly, he said this, but he's having meetings with Trump. He's not having meetings with Biden. So I tend to think right now, Musk is playing a little close to the vest. He's not going to really say one way or the other which way he's going, but potentially he could fund him on the backside of things during the election season. So we'll have to wait on that one, okay? Scrolly. I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, but this one is absolutely hilarious. And I cannot do this justice. This is one of those, how do you say it for what it is? But it was really just, I don't know if it was snoo. I think it may have been, yeah, it was more wee. All right, I'll give you a ding on that one. That's allowable. There was a rah-rah session for Adam Schiffhead. You know, that's right, Adam Schiffhead, the big Schiffhead himself, who's feeding a pile of Schiff to everybody. Well, he got fed a Schiff sandwich by his own shifty Schiffhead protesters. He literally got yelled down from his lectern, and it was beginning to sound hilarious. Um, in the room, Kevin Hurley saying is wondering what happened to Hunter's laptop or Hillary's emails. Oh yeah, that is a minor mystery, isn't it? Like all this stuff was suddenly so front and center, so terribly important, and all of a sudden it makes like somebody else look bad. So they're like, don't talk about it. Yeah, Hillary got a pass, and the only reason she got a pass is because everybody's didn't want to have. I'm going to be really blunt here. That Epstein Island stuff is the only reason why Hillary's emails got shut down real fast. Is because if that information got out, there'd be people on both sides of the aisle getting unceremoniously tossed. So anyway, Schiffhead basically had his little get together, get taken over, and he literally got shut down by his own shifty shitheads. Shifty shift heads. That's it. Shifty shift heads. So anyway, scrolly. I don't know if you guys heard about it or not, but supposedly, and I have not been a member of this association of gaggling fuds for the longest time. I've not been an NRA member since probably the early mid 90s. And there's a good reason why. Is I saw the organization as not doing what they said they were going to do, half-assing the efforts that they were doing, and pretty much other groups such as the Gun Owners of America and the JPFO, or the Jews for the Preservation of Firearms Ownership, much, much better organizations. And the NRA really, truly was a bunch of fuds who would play both sides of the aisles, all while trying to make a bunch of money. However, it has now come out as disgraced NRA CEO Wayne LaPierre cost the gun rights movement north of $1 billion. And even some of my friends got in there and was like, every time the NRA called me for the last decade, told them to give them another nickel as long as LaPierre's there. And that was exactly what I was saying. As long as you got LaPierre running things, I am gone. Stephen Albers, appreciate you coming by tonight, dude. Hanging out with us and doing all the good stuff. So anyway, the NRA is literally a paper tiger that's now pretty much in tatters, mostly because of LaPierre and all the other fuds running it into the ground. This one might take a little bit of handiwork on Sound Guy's part, but Sound Guy, we need to talk about those guys. You know what I'm talking about, right? We're talking about the
XYZPDQOU812.
Yeah, the whole gaggling group of letters, also known as
XYZPDQOU812.
All right, well, anyway, we're talking about the XYZ PDQ guys.
Whoa, commentary.
All right, so we're talking about the... I hit the stop button on that one. We cannot play that clip, okay? You play that, we're going to get a copyright hit, okay? We can talk about the... Okay, we're talking about the transgender guys, the XYZ PDQ OU812s.
XYZPDQOU812.
Anyway, okay. I don't know why you had to throw that last one in there, Sound Guy. Okay. Anyway, so
You've got mail.
oh yeah, they definitely got mail, and I do mean MALE. Sorry. Coming at truthpress.com, a transgender hormone drug has now been linked to cancer. Oops. So doctors who specialize in transgender healthcare have been exposed to admitting privately that patients sometimes are too young or mentally ill to understand fully the consequences of their treatments. We've been saying that from the beginning. Anyway, leaked messages from the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, or the WPATH, revealed that health medics acknowledged behind the scenes that teenagers given puberty-blocking drugs do not always realize they could never have had children. Thor's hammer. Some members of the U.S. group, whose guidelines are influenced by the NHS or National Health Society or Health something or other in England, and the Scottish government say they've gone ahead with surgery for people with severe mental health problems despite fears about whether they could give fully informed consent. So you're basically saying that the
You've got mail.
all right, so
YZPDQOU812.
why do you keep putting a fart in there? So anyway, so the XYZ PDQ OU 812 transgender guys might not actually have a full head of steam, as it were, to even understand the fact that they're getting how do I say this delicately? How do I say this very delicately, sound guy? That they're going to be going and enduring surgery, and it might be so they cut it off and it hit the floor. Oh, sound guy. So you're saying they basically lopped off everything and okay, I want to be clear on that one. So basically he said, the doctor was giving a lop-offectomy. Lop-offectomy. Oh man. Okay, so he was giving a lop-offectomy. So they couldn't be a
Juggling Thunder Crunch.
So they couldn't be a cork juggling thunder crunch. Okay, okay. Well, anyway, dude, you're seeing the influx of immigrants coming in, don't speak English, coming into the shop and wandering. Well, there's an easy way to fix that there, Kevin. Is if you have nobody that affirms the fact that they speak Spanish, they come in, they go, hey, comprende español, and you go, no, I don't understand, man. I know what you're saying. After like 5 minutes, they'll get so frustrated they'll leave. Stephen Albers. So completely changing your hormones synthetically is causing an issue. Color me surprised. Well, I think it's more a case of dude having a lop-offectomy. I'm sure that basically didn't feel good. Oh, geez, the doggy was there. Anyway, so after getting your lop-offectomy, I don't think it goes like that, sound guy. Okay, whatever. So getting the lop-offectomy or the adding a new place to park it that wasn't there before. Yeah, just adding a little bit of adding a gashectomy. Anyway, so the messages leaked from an internal forum include some of the experts discussing how patients developed tumors or died from cancer linked to the hormone treatment. Critics say the private messages contradict public assurances that the so-called gender-affirming care is quote-unquote medically necessary. So, it's now been found out these guys are saying one thing, doing something else, and they're trying to keep themselves from being legally responsible for doing something sketch. Well, now that this has become public knowledge, any good ambulance-chasing lawyer should hopefully be taking these guys to court and going, if you knew it was unsafe and you kept doing it, potentially you racked up a kill count on these people. Yeah. Mayor heat. Patriot Fever. I don't know who you mean, but okay. Oh, Patriot Fever. I can never describe if the Who scream is for the guys who basically are driving or catching. Oh man, yeah, that would be just a little bit wrong. I'm thinking, but um, that yeah, that I never really figured that one myself, but I never really thought about that one myself. That could be, it could go both ways. It really could go both ways. I guess you have to be very careful about how you proceed. Ugh.
You've got mail.
Okay, they did get mail. They did get mail. They got mail. Anyway, so yeah, that's now come out that that's exactly what's going on. Is there is some sketch stuff that they're not talking about. Speaking of more sketch stuff, oh, Prince Harry. Supposedly he was hitting it, kicking it, throwing down, going to town, doing the deed, noshing the squash, doing the horizontal mambo. I don't know how you want to phrase it. Giving her the royal sausage, maybe. Giving her the royal sausage. So supposedly there's an OnlyFans model who has pictures, and she's threatening to publish new naked pictures of Prince Harry. Yeah. So Harry was whipping out the whole royal sausage. She snapped some shots, and potentially she's willing to share. Wowzers. Let me get out of that one. Go back to the Chinese Communist covert viral infection clot shot. Let's see. Scrolly. So there's now been something very, very interesting that has now come out that there's increased health conditions after getting the clot shot. So increased risk of health conditions after the COVID vaccine, and this is coming from the Global COVID Vaccine Safety Project, or the GCOVS. Swelling brain and spinal cord from the Moderna first dose, 3.78 times. 3.23% more blood clots. AstraZeneca. Guillain-Barré syndrome from AstraZeneca first dose is 2.49%. Times. All these are times. Myocarditis, Pfizer first dose, 2.78 times. Myocarditis, Moderna first dose is going to be 3.48 times. Pericarditis, which is from the Moderna first dose, 1.74 times. Myocarditis from Pfizer's second dose is 2.86 times. Myocarditis from Moderna on the second dose is 6.10 times more. Or from the AstraZeneca on the third dose is 6.91%, almost 7% more. Myocarditis on Pfizer third dose is 2.9 times. Pericarditis on Moderna on the fourth dose is 2.64 times. Myocarditis on Moderna on the third dose is 2.01 times. So all these things happen quite a bit more if you're doing the clot shot. So you might want to not do it if you don't have to do it, or if you had done it, you ain't getting it back out because, oh yeah, it's in there. You're not going to take it out because once you got it, you got. Oh, you got it for sure. That sucker, it's in there. Now, sound guy, we can say it. There is no more. Nope. Those guys got caught with the pants down after getting the. That's right. Would that be the first, the second, or the third shot, sound guy? He can't make up his mind. Anyway, I don't know if you guys saw the Jacked Up Joe State of the Union thing, but oh my stars and garters. There was a story that I was just recently reading about, and supposedly there was a Finnish guy who was, I think it was Finnish, and he was actually in combat, and they were issued a container of basically methamphetamine pills. Now, supposedly they were being pursued by the Russians, and this guy had the tube of pills. Well, it's supposed to be for a group of guys. Well, the tube of pills basically got all kind of smushed together, and the guy was like, I'm really falling out. I'm really crashing and burning. I need to take something. He copped the entire thing of methamphetamine. Needless to say, that guy was running around like a rat on crack on uppers, you name it, from everything else, running around like crazy, causing all kinds of mayhem, doing all kinds of crazy operations. And that is pretty much the way I saw Joe Kaka acting after he took that stuff. And he was just going. I mean, he was just going. Okay, sound guy, I think they got the message. He was really just okay. I think he's trying to say most empathetically he thinks that Joe Kaka was on something. Wow. All right, Kevin, appreciate you coming by, dude. Let's see. Scroll. Yes, Stephen Albers, that's exactly what it was. Wound up in a Russian camp, and dude was running around like a madman for like 3 or 4 days. Patriot Fever. I mean, I've seen some pissed off old men, and then there was Joe. Joe was just just fired up, just fired up. Okay, all right. I think we got it, sound guy. He was fired up. Okay, he was very, very fired up. Steve Albers. I worked in prisons and jail, and I've seen addicts not as tweaked out.
I moved from there.
I don't know where you're going, sound guy. I really don't know. But anyway, so Joe actually probably went out to the parking lot, found a truck parked, and said, "Hey, I can help move this." And proceeded to push the truck around the property. Yeah, he was all, yeah, okay, thanks, sound guy. He was all manner of fired up. Scrolly. I don't think I saw this picture or not, but there's a picture floating around the interwebs now, and it is absolutely unbelievably illustrative of how fake this stuff is. And it's our favorite representative from up north, the fake guy who really seems to be mad about everything. Anyway, so basically saw the first picture. He's sitting there laughing it up with all his buddies, before the State of the Union speech. Then the State of the Union's going on, and he's got his mask on. He needs to remain unidentified. But what a shill. What a fake-ass shill. Scrolly. Did see this one I really want to share with you guys, and I thought this was absolutely emblematic of how we are going now into the election season, and do not forget this. Pass this along to all your friends, anybody who listen, anybody who might be a potential voter might hang back. You need to vote. Quote, very soon the same people who shut down your businesses and hampered your careers will be asking that you re-elect them so they can keep theirs. Never forget what they did to you. End quote. Remember in November what they've done to you today. So basically the immigration bill, they passed it up, but 170 House Democrats voted against the Laken Riley Act, refusing to require the detention and deportation of illegal immigrants who've been caught committing a crime. Well, To which I say, all of these 170 House Democrats, every single one of them needs to have these illegals deported to their area. Let them live that life that they so wish to place upon everybody else by letting these criminals go loose. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but supposedly just how bad things are going in Haiti right now. So even Joe Kaka realizes how bad it is, or somebody on his staff said, dude, you got to get our guys out of there. So Biden has now evacuated the staff from the embassy as gang leader, nicknamed Barbecue, becomes the most powerful man in Haiti. How bad is this guy? Well, he is so bad that they call him Barbecue. Mostly because he's one of these guys that likes setting his competition on fire. He likes setting his competition on fire. So the U.S. Southern Command, or the USS Southcom, said on Sunday it's obliged to airlift non-essential personnel from the United States Embassy in Haiti, as well as send more troops to the embassy to provide security. Now, here's the thing. These gang-banging guys aren't going to jack with the embassy. They really don't care. They see it as like a sovereign area, and they know it's full of Marines, so we'll just drop them with, great alacrity. So they're not going to do anything to that. The people that work there and leave from there, they're open season. So that's why those guys are out of there. So the European Union and Germany also withdrew embassy personnel as bloody gang violence in Haiti intensified. I wouldn't go to Haiti if you paid me. Been there twice. Both times I was completely unimpressed. The cruise line that I used to go there twice is not stopping in Haiti anymore. On their own little enclave, which is an outreaching area on this little, don't even think about going there. If you're not from like the cruise area, they're not even going there. They're like, you know what? Not feeling it. Quote, the upsurge in gang violence in neighborhoods near the U.S. Embassy and airport has led the State Department to decide to proceed with the departure of additional agents. Translation, we're getting our guys out of there because the place is falling apart. Ugh. Wow. Let me jump subjects here. Boeing is having an industry standard really bad year for them, but they used to be the industry standard for the best aircraft. So supposedly they said they quote unquote had a problem with end quote turbulence. So the plane took a dive and tossed the passengers and crew all around like a paint shaker. So this was KLM flight KL 791 from Amsterdam to Sao Paulo, and it was declaring an emergency via Squawk 7700. It's currently diverting. So literally what happened is it tossed all those people around the plane because they weren't strapped in. They thought we were getting a decent flight. No, they got tossed around like crazy. Now, what I can see and what I heard happening is on some of the Boeing aircraft, they're having problems now with the seats. The seats are kind of like seats in your car, where there is a switch and a gearbox that runs the seat forwards and backwards. And if that switch is actuated and the problem that they're having is the switch on the back of the seat that you're like going, trying to get at it, the seat will crank forward. Well, let's just see. You're riding around, you're driving the plane, all of a sudden the seat comes forward and goes, yeah. You, the stick, and the plane are going down. The only thing you can do in that case is you click it on the autopilot real fast, you deactivate your stock, and you try to get yourself excavated from this seat that's now trying to run you through the windshield. If you guys ever saw the movie Christine, it's probably looked a little bit like that with the black guy in the manufacturing area. As he gets crushed by the seat. Yeah, it probably looked a little bit like that. Stephen Albers, I don't agree in meddling in other countries' business, but a visit from Marsoc would be cool. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting for sure. So scroll. This one I think is very, very interesting. Of course, you've heard the hospital that's been hit a few times by the IDF. Well, it's no big secret. They're going to have to go into Rafah. And Netanyahu even said publicly, there's a Rafah invasion soon. And Biden is wrong to say, nah, it ain't happening. So wait on that one. They're pretty much going to go in there, just going to, roughshod that place. This guy, I truly think is like one of the modern heroes right now. President Milei, the guy down in Argentina, for the Argentinian inflation is now slowing during our times and everybody else's times of, inflation and financial. But for the second month, our inflation is showing as President Milei keeps pushing for austerity measures, saying we don't need this big a government. In fact, this man is proving just how little a government you really need for a government to excel. Salute. Scrolly. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but supposedly there was a training expedition taking place in an FBI training area. Why? Because only they know how to do it right. They are the professionals. Coming in from truthpress.com, more than a dozen FBI SWAT team members were hospitalized on Wednesday. This posted up 5 days ago at an explosion in a Bureau training center in Southern California. Now, I could pick this apart. I don't know how many different ways I could pick this apart, but I could pick this apart. I don't know how many different ways. First off, it happens in California. Second off, it happens to the FBI. Third off, it happens to the FBI elite blah, blah, blahs. I have so little respect for those guys anyway after hearing, and seeing classic history. Let's just say I've met in person Randy Weaver. So I know about Ruby Ridge, and I sure know about Waco. Okay? Trust me on that one. I was alive. I was definitely observant at that time, and I was elevated enough to know what was going on, how it was happening, and the hostage rescue team from the FBI is bad juju. So anyway, the KLTA TV reported the FBI agents were training at the Jerry Crow Regional Tactical Training Center facility in the city of Irvine when a canister exploded. Now, would that be like a example canister? Or would that be like a canister that potentially that they really, truly didn't say what kind of potentially good, bad, or otherwise kind of canister it may have been? Could it have possibly been sound guy? No, sound guy. sound guy. It was a canister explosion. Sound guy. They had an explosion, okay? They had a canister explosion. Sound guy. No, you don't get the fanfare for making fart noises, okay? It was a canister explosion. The size of the blast was not reported. Sound guy. They didn't say how big a bang it was. So anyway, canister explosion, sound guy. He didn't say what size of the so canister. Oh no, I know where he's going with this one. Explosion from your can. Yeah, okay, I got it. Thanks. Sound guy. Canister explosion. All right, so anyway, of the 16 SWAT team members are injured, 15 of them were taken to area hospitals by ambulance. Another person made it to the hospital on their own. Quote, we have 2 members of our SWAT team who are cross-trained as paramedics and provide assistance immediately, authorities said. Symptoms include back and leg injuries and sensory issues. 1 person required surgery. Yeah, that was a big freaking kablooey in an enclosed area, I'm tend to think. So potentially some of these guys might have a little bit of a problem with, hearing loss. Yeah, it might be one of those things. Just really just no sound guy. It was a little bit bigger than that. Okay, it was a bang. All right, it was just a big kablooey. Okay, just sound guy. Okay, I think they'll still hear that. Okay, stop. Anyway, so anyway, it was a kablooey. Are you happy now making all the weird noises? Anyway, so a hospital from KCLA TV flew over the facility, which is on the grounds of the former U.S. Marine Corps base after the explosion. Maybe they found some leftovers from the Marines and said, hey, we know how to handle this stuff. Kablooey. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but supposedly West Point decided that they need to remove an offensive group of words from their charter because it's just too much to ask of people defending our nation. But they insist away from the public eye that the training cadets will recite the phrase. Yeah, the phrase is duty, honor, and country. How disgusting is that? P.S. Generals and politicians with stars instead of swoots. I don't think I started about this or not, but supposedly the Don Lemon interview that took place with him and Elon Musk was beyond hilarious. I mean, absolutely beyond hilarious. Elon Musk basically, itch slapped him in no uncertain terms. It's like, well, why'd you ask this, that, and the other? Why'd you agree to the interview? And he's like, and Elon's like, well, because you're on X. That's why I did it. And of course, you pose these questions. I don't have to answer them if they're stupid questions. Idea version Delta smoking a guy who hid in the hospital. Oh, dude, yeah. It's like watching a big video game, Stephen Albers. It's not even funny. It's just like you see little white trace going ding, 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 and then it's like not even it's not even funny. Oh jeez. Patriot Fever in the room. I'm not taking that one out, Patriot Fever, but the Ranger line, yeah, I like that one. So anyway, Don Lemon, completely fired from the news media, is on X. He still thinks he is a news guy, tries to trip up Elon Musk, and Elon Musk basically just slapped him, and it was not even funny. I mean, it's not even funny. It's like, the guy that thinks he's smart facing off against the guy who really, truly is smart. And oh my stars and garters, it was brutal. I think I've heard about this or not, but supposedly the Russian election took place and it went as it should have been ordered. The communist dictator wins unopposed election in the Soviet Union. In Soviet Union, leader runs you. Wow. Let's see. Scrolly. I thought this one, okay, going back again to Donald Trump, this one is a classic thing. If you make it something that's so sketch that even the realty guys don't want anything to do with you, they won't spend the money there. They will go other places. So my statement on this one, after looking at this one where they're trying to stick Trump with a $454 million bond, quote, you can quote me as saying this: anyone who fails to divest themselves on any property in New York is a fool at this point, considering what they're doing to the people they don't like. Now, imagine what they're going to do to the people they do like. They're still going to screw them. This one being very, very interesting. Supposedly, Mr. Stephanopoulos said something snarky on ABC, accusing Trump of a false rape allegation. So now Trump is suing Disney and ABC. Stay tuned on that one. Finding out in the cabinet that Vivek Ramaswamy is not going to be the vice president running alongside of Trump. No great mystery there. He pretty much will fall into another member of the charter, saying this guy will be better in another posting. So stand by on that one. Vivek Ramaswamy will have a place in a next Trump administration. Believe that. Scrolly. I don't think I'm concerned about this one or not, but supposedly it's now come out from the Washington Examiner Vice President Kamala Harris is being called to resign from her position in order to give President Joe Kaka a better chance at election. Quote, "This is why I propose, with all due respect, that Harris step away from the ticket," wrote Kathleen Parker of the Washington Post editorial board. Quote, "Please, Madam Vice President, do it for your country," end quote. Now, you could substitute the phrase country for political party whining, "Please let us win." Yeah, that's where that one's coming from. So this one I find to be very, very, very interesting. An internal document slipped out. Okay, you guys know I've been saying this phrase forever, ever. Thor's hammer. Never, ever put anything on the internet that you don't want somebody else to screenshot, copy, find some way to archive it, and then put it out later for their own dispersal. Watch this one. This is cute. Coming in from Newsmax.com, watchdog guys, Google interfered with the U.S. elections 41 times. So conservative watchdog Media Research Center released a report Monday and documented 41 times over the past 16 years that Google had interfered with U.S. elections. In a 19-page report, MRC said Google had, quote, "impact had surged dramatically, making it ever more harmful to democracy," end quote. Quote, "From the mouths of Google executives, the tech giant let slip when it was never meant to be made public. That Google uses its great strength and resources and reach to advance its leftist values," the MRC said in an executive summary. So to put it another way, the MRC founder and president, Brent Bozell, Google's massive and deliberate efforts to interfere in the U.S. elections the past 16 years is unacceptable and the biggest threat to American democracy today. MRC documented each case in its report. Beginning number 1 in 2008, Google censors Hillary Clinton supporting bloggers. MRC wrote in the synopsis, during the 2008 primary election, it was no secret that Google allied itself with younger, more radical candidate Barack Obama instead of the relatively more moderate corporate Democrat candidate Clinton. This symbiotic relationship produced results quickly. MRC's 41st incidence of election interference. Google's Gemini refuses to answer questions damaging to Joe Kaka. In many of the cases listed above, Google either admitted it made errors or attempted to downplay its studies and reports critical of its actions, but neither defense explains why Google's executive interference always seems to go one direction, favoring the radical left at the expense of the right. MRC wrote as part of the conclusion, Google pushed back in a statement, quote, "This is Google. There is absolutely nothing new here. Just a recycled list of baseless and inaccurate complaints have been debunked by third parties and many that failed in the courts," Google spokesperson told New York Post. So basically they said it was good, debunked by third parties, not second parties, but third parties, and then it failed in courts. You put enough lies out there, you can win in court. Okay, let's just get that right. MRC also issued 3 recommendations. 1, House Speaker Mike Johnson, Republican Louisiana, should direct relevant committee and committee chairman to investigate Google. 2, state legislatures should resolve any question whether Google's a common carrier, which it is, and they can follow the lead in Texas and Florida to ensure that big tech cannot engage in viewpoint dissemination. 3, Americans should stop using Google products, particularly Google Search, and instead opt for one of many alternatives. Okay, I'm going to break this down for you guys real quick and dirty here, and this is gospel. If you're looking for something and you're trying to find results that look more along the lines of like what you're looking for and not the slanted stuff that Google is doing, this is how you do it. Number 1, search for that thing in Google. And if you don't get the results you want, here's what you do. Clean out the search bar. Leave it on the same previous search. Then type in there, duck, go. Click, and then use Google to link over to DuckDuckGo and show them why you left them. Every time you do that, shows in the algorithm that you basically dead-ended and you went to their competition, and oh yeah, DuckDuckGo will have the search parameters and the search results you are looking for. Believe that. Scroll. This one I think is absolutely hilarious. In the do not pass go, do not collect $200. Can't win even when he's trying. This is absolutely, utterly, bloody glorious. Coming from Newsmax.com, Biden voters, the band support on TikTok may be turning them off. Whoopsie. So, President Joe Kaka's campaign may face backlash from young voters over support for a bill that could lead to a ban of TikTok, particularly after saying he'd signed the legislation about a month after the campaign joined the social media platform. Oh, man, this is hilarious. So, quote, I think it's going to be a very fine line they're going to have to walk. Annie Wu Henry, a 28-year-old digital strategist for the campaign of public Democrat Senator Joe Fetterman, told The Hill. Someone might think, as long as it's there, it's fine that they're using it, but people might find it hypocritical. Now, basically, they're not getting rid of TikTok. They're simply saying that the Chinese guys, ByteDance, have to divest themselves of it, or they could face a ban. They gave them 165 days from the finalization of the legislation. So the Chinese now are really, really, really unhappy. And I'm sure there's other things they really wish would be going on. But that right now is going to be blowing up in such a big way. And I'm thinking Joe Kaka is not really happy about the... No, he's not happy about the bull meow. Nope. In fact, he's probably thinking...
But I pooped from there.
Okay, I don't know why the cat will be involved with that previous one. But anyway, so looking at things as it is, it's a no-win situation for them in any way, shape, or form. And I tend to think it's going to be, well, it is what it is. And they're not going to be happy about it, no matter how it goes. So anyway, music. Hey, okay. Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. You got many other places to go on a Tuesday, but you guys decided to hang out with me. You got a gold star for attendance, all the good stuff like that there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This will be posting up on YouTube on my homepage, and you can catch it on review or, good stuff like that there. Sorry for missing last week. I was completely not with it all the way. The V-viruses were looking out going, hey, fresh meat. And they proceeded to jump on board. But I take scads of vitamins. They didn't last. They didn't do well. I kicked their butts and moved out smartly. Anyway, so eat good, keep it as always, you know you love it. I will catch you guys next week. Unless I put out something sooner. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you then. Have a good night, and I will catch you guys next week. See you guys.